Victor Hugo was a French writer, poet, and statesman who is considered one of the greatest French authors of the 19th century. He is best known for his novels Les Miserables and Notre Dame de Paris, The Hunchback of Notre Dame. He was also a prominent political figure, serving as a member of the National Assembly and the Senate, and was elected to the National Assembly twice. He was also a member of the Académie Française, the French Academy of Letters. He was an advocate for social justice, and his works often dealt with themes of poverty, injustice, and the plight of the working class. Victor Hugo's works include poetry, plays, and novels. Some of his most notable works include Odes et Ballades, 1826, and Les Orientales, 1829, his early collections of poetry that established him as a leading literary figure in France. Notre Dame de Paris, The Hunchback of Notre Dame, 1831, a novel set in medieval Paris that tells the story of Quasimodo, the hunchbacked bell ringer of Notre Dame, and his love for the beautiful gypsy Esmeralda. The novel is a powerful critique of social injustice and the mistreatment of the poor and marginalized. Ruy Blas, 1838, a play that explores the themes of power and social mobility. Les Contemplations, 1856, a collection of poetry that is considered some of his best work. Les Miserables, 1862, his most famous novel, set in Paris during the French Revolution and tells the story of ex-convict Jean Valjean and his quest for redemption. The novel deals with themes of poverty, injustice, and the plight of the working class. L'homme qui rit, The Man Who Laughs, 1869, a novel set in 17th century England and deals with themes of social injustice and the struggle for individual freedom. Hugo also wrote a number of plays, essays, and political speeches throughout his career. His works have been translated into many languages and continue to be widely read and studied today. Some of his famous quotes are: "He who opens a school door, closes a prison. Nothing is more powerful than an idea whose time has come. The greatest happiness of life is the conviction that we are loved for ourselves, or rather, loved in spite of ourselves. Music expresses that which cannot be said and on which it is impossible to be silent. A man is not idle because he is absorbed in thought. There is a visible labor and there is an invisible labor." Victor Hugo had a complex relationship with the government during his lifetime. He was a member of the National Assembly during the French Revolution, and later served as a deputy in the National Assembly and in the Chamber of Deputies. He was also a vocal critic of the government and its policies, particularly during the reign of Napoleon III. He was exiled twice during his life, once by Napoleon III's government and once by the government of Adolphe Thiers. He also was an advocate for social issues and had a strong opinion on the role of government in addressing them. He was an advocate for the rights of the poor, for education, and for the rights of women and children. Victor Hugo was a highly acclaimed writer and was awarded several prizes throughout his life. Some of the most notable awards he received include the Legion of Honor. Hugo was made a member of the Legion of Honor in 1845, one of the highest honors awarded by the French government. The Royal Society of Literature. Hugo was elected to the Royal Society of Literature in 1842. The Academy of Inscriptions and Belles-Lettres. Hugo was elected to the Academy of Inscriptions and Belles-Lettres in 1841. The French Academy. Hugo was elected to the French Academy in 1841. The Nobel Prize in Literature. Hugo was nominated for the Nobel Prize in Literature several times, but did not win the prize. Hugo's fame also brought him many other honors, such as the title of Prince of Poets and King of Romance. Hugo also wrote several plays, which were performed in major theaters and were successful. Some of them were awarded with prizes too. Victor Hugo died on May 22, 1885, in Paris, France. He was 83 years old at the time of his death. He had been in poor health for several years prior to his death, and his death was caused by pneumonia. His death was met with great sorrow and mourning in France, and his funeral was attended by thousands of people. He was buried in the Pantheon, in Paris, alongside other French literary giants such as Voltaire, Rousseau, and Émile Zola. The French government also declared a national day of mourning, and many buildings and streets in France were named after him in honor of his legacy.